Good morning, everyone. My name is Arslan, and you are watching Proper Pariksha, the place where we strive for academic excellence in a simple and comprehensive manner. So, today we'll be starting the topic of comparing decimals, and I hope that you have gone through our previous lecture of what are decimals, as 7 important points were discussed in the previous lecture, that is 8.1. So I will advise you to view that video, make notes, and then come to this video. Comparing decimals is a very easy topic, a 2-minute concept, and then we'll move on with some examples of NCRT, both solved and unsolved. So let us start. So comparing decimals, how do we compare? So as I have told you in the previous video at the starting, that you need to have the knowledge of integers, the chapter of integers, the chapter of comparing numbers, and the chapter of fractions, so that you can understand the chapter of decimals like it is a piece of cake. So if you do not have the knowledge of that, I'll try my best to make it as easy as possible. But if you have that knowledge, then it will be like very easy for you. So comparing decimals, how do we compare that? I will give you certain examples and then we will try comparing them. So first is 0.5, the next is 50.5, and the next will be 0.05, and the next will be 50.55, and the next will be I think that almost all the concepts have been covered. Okay, so these 4 examples will cover all the possible concepts of comparing डेसिमल्स। चलो शुरू करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले हम लोग कंपेयर करेंगे n1 और n2 को, ठीक है, n1 एंड n2। n1 n2 कैसे कंपेयर किया जाएगा देखते हैं। 0.5 and 50.5 will be written below and top of each other, making sure that the decimal is aligned with both of them, ठीक है। So the first thing which you have to do is nothing but same as it is as comparing the numbers or comparing an integer. What do we do that? The first thing which we do that is compare the number of digits. Comparing number of digits, the more the number of digits, the more it will be greater. So for decimals, if you like to translate this concept, the more number of digits on the left side of the decimal will mean that the higher the number is or the greater the number is. The second concept is that in case the number of digits are same, we compare the leftmost digit, and in case they are equal to each other, then we move on to the next subsequent digit on the right, and we keep on moving to the next subsequent digit on the right until we get a proper comparison between the both numbers. So here, if you like to see that total number of digits over here are 0 at the left side of the decimal. Why? Because in the previous video we discussed that number of zeros mentioned on the left side of the decimal point at the extremes are not valuable or do not create a distinction or a difference in value of the decimal. So I may add 4 zeros, the value will still be equal to 0.5 or will be equal to 0.5. Okay, so number of digits on the left side of the decimal point are 0, and in case you want to write that number of digits on the left side of the decimal point is 1, then that digit value is 0. Okay, so anyhow the number of digits over here is 1 or 0, either case. Here there are 2, so since here there are 2, so 1 is less than 2, therefore this number n1 will be less than n2. Okay, so the question might arise in some of our new viewers that why 0 over here is not making it invaluable, or why is it making a difference. So for that, check our previous video and you will get the concept about that. Coming to the next comparison, that is n1 and n3. n1 और n3 को अगर हम compare करते हैं तो what will be the answer The answer will be that 0.5 first we'll write, then what we'll do, we'll write 0 point and the decimal point should be perfectly aligned with each other. You can write like this also, but I'm just doing this for the sake of simplicity, for the sake of easiness of the viewers, of the students, so that they can compare decimals much more error free. So 0.05. Now over here you can see that the number of digits on the left side of the decimal is equal to each other. So what we'll do, we will move on to the right digit, we will move on the next subsequent digit on the right. So we'll move over here, we will move over here, and you will see that here it is 5 and here it is 0, therefore 5 is greater than 0, therefore n1 is greater than n3. Okay, so this 5 did not create any difference. Even if we had mentioned over here 0.01 or we had mentioned 0.001, then also the answer will be same, because over here the next subsequent digit on the right was the non-zero number or greater than 0. Okay, so n1 will be greater than n3. So this is the first answer and this is the second answer. Coming to next comparison, that is n2 and n4. So n2 and n4 will create a comparison in this manner. Write both the numbers on top of each other or top and below of each other, making sure that the decimal point is aligned. Now over here you can see that number of digits on the left side of the decimal point are equal to each other. Therefore, step number 1 has been negated, as same as n1 and n3. Then we'll move on to the point number 2, that is L1 and L2 will be compared. So over here we will move on to the next subsequent digit on the right side, and that will make us okay, we'll also compare another number n5, that is 51.55. Okay, so n2 and n4 currently, if n5 will be discussed just after that. So 5 and 5 both are mentioned on the subsequent right side, right digit of the numbers, therefore it is same. Now we will again proceed to the next subsequent digit on the right. Here you can see that 5 is mentioned, however here nothing is mentioned. So as I told you in the previous video, that 0 mentioned on the right side extremes, on the right side of the decimal point or on the left side of the decimal point at their respective extremes will not create a difference. So since it will not create a difference, we will write a 0 over here. Now it is much easier to compare. So we'll compare 5 with 0 and that will yield a result of that 5 is greater than 0. Therefore, n4 will be greater than n2. So this is the answer which we have got or which we have concluded. Okay, coming to another comparison between n4 and n5. Okay, so I'll just delete n1 and n2 and we'll come to that part also. So all the concepts related to comparing decimals will be discussed with these 5 examples. It is actually a 2-minute concept, but because I have to make you understand, that is why it is taking some time. After you have understood it, it will be just a 2-minute game for you for comparing any of the decimals. Okay, n4 and n5 will now be taken into consideration. So we'll write both the numbers on top of each other or in top and below manner, making sure that the decimal point are aligned with each other perfectly. Here you can see that the number of digits on the left side of the decimal point are equal to each other, but the value of the corresponding digits are not same. Here we directly shifted to the decimal part on the right side because both were having 50 and 50. Even if we had compared 5 and 5, then moved to 0, then we had moved to 5, then also it would have been the same result. So over here we will first compare 5 and 5, just like that. Step number 1 has been negated. Step number 2 will be in action. 5 and 5 are same. Coming to the next subsequent digit on the right, 0 and 1. This will give us the answer of 1 is greater than 0. Therefore, n5 is greater than n4. And this will be the answer. So here also the decimal part did not make any difference because the difference was among the whole segment or the totality segment of the decimal. Even if we had written 5512 or 5500 over here, the answer would have been the same. Okay, so comparing decimals, I hope you have understood it. Now we will move on to certain examples and we will understand how do we compare decimals. So I hope that you are able to grasp each and every concept of comparing decimals, and let us see if we discuss top the example over here only. Uh, how many examples are there? Okay. So what we'll do is that we'll discuss the next proceeding example in this video, and the example from right to rupees 5 paisa we will discuss it in the next video. That will be much feasible, that will not increase the length of our videos, and that will be a less burden for you also. Question number 1, which is greater, 1 or 0.99? So first thing what we will do is that we will write both the numbers as on top and bottom of each other, making sure that the decimal is aligned. But the question over here is that 1 does not have a decimal point. So as you have seen in our video number 1, 8.1, that 1 can also be written as 1.0000, any number of zeros, because decimals on the right and left of the right and left of the decimal points at the respective extremes do not have a difference in the value. So as of now, we only require two decimals, so 1.00 will be sufficient. So we'll just write 1 is equal to 1.00, and then we'll move on to the solution part. That is 1.00 and 0.99 will be written over here, and they will be compared. So how will they be compared? Number of digits on the left side of the decimal point will be compared. They are both equal to each other, that is 1 and 1. So we will start comparing the digits on the starting from the left. So here it is 1, here it is 0. Therefore, we get the answer that 1 is greater than 0. Therefore, 1.00 is greater than 0.99, or you can say 1 is greater than 0.99. So this is the answer, which is as easy as it can be. That is why I said you that concept understanding is taking little bit time, so that you do not have any sort of blurriness in the concept, but it should not reflect in the solution of any example or questions in the exercise. Coming to the next question, that is 1.09 and 1.093. What we'll do, we'll just write both the numbers in top and bottom fashion, making sure that the decimal is aligned, and then we'll start comparing number of digits on the left side of the decimal point. So what is it? 1 and 1 both are same. Then we'll compare the value of the digits starting from the left, then moving on to the next subsequent digit on the right. So 1 and 1 same, moving to the next subsequent digit on the right, that is 0, 0, 0 same, then again moving to the next subsequent digit on the right, 9 and 9 same, then moving to the next subsequent digit on the right. Using the concept that 0 mentioned on the right and left side of the decimal point on their respective extremes do not create a difference in value, we will add a 0 over here so that number of decimal digits are same for both the numbers for easy comparison. Then we will compare 0 and 3, which will yield us a conclusion that 0 is less than 3. Therefore, the answer will be 1.09 is less than 1.093. So that is the simplest method of how to compare the decimals. The more you will try to solve the questions, the more you will become fluent in solving such type of questions. So I hope you have understood the topic of comparing decimals, and we also understood how to solve for an example as per the NCERT. In the next video, we'll deal with some more examples as to how to compare decimals. And as you know, that the more you practice, the more better you will become. Or there is a proverb related to it, that practice makes a man perfect. So maths and almost every topic, but maths specifically is related to practice makes a man perfect. So we'll practice some more questions in the next video, 8.3. So till the next time we meet, keep making notes, keep revising the your notes, and keep watching our videos. Hit the subscribe button and the like button. And in case you have any suggestions or comments, comment in the comment section and we'll definitely reply back. So till the next time we meet, goodbye.